Good evening, I'm Adventure Argonaut. This is Hyaku Monogatari Honto Atta Kowai Hanashi. Japanese creepy ghost stories with 100 candles. One candle for each story. And earlier today, uh, well, it's almost 24 hours ago, but anyways, earlier I uploaded a video review of Persona 1 to my YouTube and Rumble channel, so go check it out if you are so inclined. So, a sort of review retrospective on Persona 1. I streamed the game, I don't know, months ago. It took me a while. I was working on the review every now and then when I had free time because I don't have a lot of spare time. But now I'm just checking the streams. All the streams are working. I'm just checking the streams. All the streams are working. I'm just checking the streams. All the streams are working. Hey, fuck you. That was Parti. For some reason, it wasn't muted, and then there was an infinite loop. But okay, but it means that Parti is working, so that's good. I don't know if you could hear the repetition, but that was hellish. But I guess I can't complain because it suits the game, so that was, I guess, part of the experience. But okay, let's get to the stories. So it's this 66. Well, no, I have six. Yes, this is candle 66 now. Execute order 66. Mom is watching from Osaka. And Sato Yumiko. Am I reading the kanji right? Because my stupid app. Okay. Yes, I got it all right without the app because the app was so slow. Yeah, even the name Sato Yumiko. I feel so proud of myself. Sato-san. Um, If there is such a thing as love that exists beyond the boundaries of life and death, it may only be the love between blood relatives. Okay? It's infinitely deep and powerful. So, Sato Yumiko, currently second year high school student. Um, so, ever since she was 7 years old, certain mysterious events, she'd been repeatedly experiencing some mysterious events. So this is the story or the story of her experiences. So for Yumiko, so this is currently it's her second mother. So I guess her like real mom died and she has a stepmom or something. Her biological mother became ill when she was 4 years old and passed away, and 3 years later the father remarried. So that's why she had um, so so her like regarding her like earlier mother, previous mom, she was very kind, but her memories are vague of her. But only the only time when she was scary that she remembers is when she told us a lie. I guess means that Yumika told a lie, and I guess the mom got angrier and scary. Um, so she was having a good time with her new mom. No, no, it's not having good time. So so they don't really get along, I guess. And I guess I think the stepmother accuses her of being selfish, which causes trouble. And the new mother, like, despite the desperate efforts of the new mom, the Yumika doesn't really understand. Like the young Yumika doesn't really understand. And one night, um, when Yumiko was in bed, she woke up feeling someone's presence beside her. I wonder who it could be. Um, when I moved my gaze, so she moves her gaze in the direction of the presence. There was a like the dead person. Her real mom was there, standing there. You're a really naughty girl. The real mom had a sad face, and saying this, then she stretched out both her arms to Yumika and picked her up and put her on the lap. Mom, stop! Um, like she couldn't hear the Yumika's voice, the mom, and without a word, the mom took off her pants and underwear and started slapping on her butt. Okay, this so she's being reprimanded by her ghost mom. I don't know. This took a weird turn already. Bam, bam, bam. So every time she heard a high-pitched clang, Yumika felt a sharp pain in her buttocks. She cried in so much pain and apologized to her mom many times. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I'm sorry, mom. Even so, the mom continued to punish her for a while, but suddenly she stopped. Uh, like, mom is always watching over you. Yumiko, can you promise you'll be a good girl now? Can you do it? Like, you can do it, right? And she asked very gently. Yumiko cried and said it over and over. Uh, she nodded, and her mom hugged her gently and strongly and gently, and then she just disappeared in front of her. In front of Yumiko, of course, the ghost disappeared. And from then on, whenever she did something to bother her new mother, her real mother would appear at her bedside in the middle of the night to punish her. I don't know, this story is so weird. I can imagine this to be some sort of, weird, humorous anime or something. Okay, Yumiko was scared of this, and gradually she, I guess, tried not to cause any trouble for her new mom. Uh, After the punishment, she didn't dislike the warm feeling of being held by her new mom or something. Oh no, no, by her real mom. Yeah, so I guess she still didn't dislike her real mom after the punishment. But the biological mom's punishment didn't only happen when she was at home. So even when Yumiko was at school, every time she lied, there was a high pitched sound, bang. Ouch, painful. So her ass was tingling and the pain remained. And so her friend had a strange look on the face looking at Yumiko. I guess if she's getting spanked by a ghost while in class or something. So it seemed that the friends couldn't hear the sound bang. Yumiko felt scared but somehow relieved knowing that her mom was always by her side. A few days later, Yumiko was alone, and the day after she got home from school, a friend uh, told her something. Hey, yesterday's person, such a beautiful person. Yes, Kino no Hito. I guess somebody they saw the previous day. Oh, what's that? Who's that? What's that? Oh no! Yesterday on the way home from school, with with Yumi-chan, there was somebody walking with her. So maybe it was the mom, and somebody else saw her. Yumiko's heart pounded. Wait a second. Who was this person? It was that woman. So the friend. So yeah, the Yumiko had shown her a picture of her real mom, and that was of course her. So second year in high school, um, the real mom knew that Yumiko was in the wrong, and when she did something naughty, then she'd get punished. Yumiko's height was already taller than her dead mother. But I guess when the mom ghost mom is punishing her, her appearance is taller than Yumiko's or Yumiko. According to the mom, um, she's still a child, I guess. And strictly and sometimes kindly, the biological mother still cares for Yumiko, and maybe she's still watching over. Yeah, I think this story is like it should be part of some anime or like some version of this, like some short storyline sort of like a character like this should exist in an anime. Like it wasn't really scary, but like it's interesting, different from the rest. Let's get to another story though. It's more of those school 7 mysteries. We had the music room last, I think. Yeah, so this is just okay. Classroom. I think last time was like a chapel, no, because it's Kyo Shitsu, and the Kyo is also like for religion, like that, but it's also education. So let's let's take the stairs. The stairs sound boring. I don't want it to be the last one. Maybe it's not, but it sounds most boring. Because hallway and classroom seem more interesting. So the school stairs. Have you ever counted the number of stairs at your school? No. If you count, um, it seems that when you try to do so, it seems that something surprising and strange happens if you try to count the stairs. Okay, not quite. Don't get it. An elementary school in Hokkaido. Um, Students count the stairs during lunch break and find there are 24 of them. Apparently, by the time school is over, it has 27 of them. Okay. And when you step on the 27th step, you find yourself bouncing back to the first step. Mm. Also, at a high school in Tokyo, if you climb to the 13th step and stop there, um, so you will like feel a tap on your shoulder from behind and your name called. But if you turn around, there's nobody at the stairs. Or, like there are no like there's no stairs leading down, but in front of you there's a staircase leading up. thing. And so how it continues to rise, the staircase, I guess. Um, and and like always realize you're like you are descending. You realize you are, or notice you are descending. It seems that you can never get out from the middle of the staircase. I don't know, it's weird. Um, so the strange staircases, such staircases exist. By the way, the stairs at the school are as the stairs. It said that one section of the stairs at the school has 16 steps. I don't know the exact number, or the exact number is not known. In fact, nobody has counted, or wonder why. Let's check one thing. One stair, two, three, four. Out of nowhere, you hear footsteps. Who could that be? So it's the fifth step. So it's go up, turn back, look back. Maybe go up. Was it like the 13th stair and then there should be somebody knocking on your back, on your shoulder? Riveting gameplay. Walking simulator. Um, Maybe look back. Oh no, blood. Blood vetes. Blood? Or is there blood in a place like this? That's very ominous. I thought so. So the stairs are a bit strange. Yeah, understatement bit. So even more than this, wouldn't it be better not to go up? Well, if they're saying it's better not to go up, then let's go up. Um, there was something about the 27th stair in some school. Let's, let's see if the 27th stair, if we can get that far. Maybe look back. What's going on? Oh no! Oh yeah, now we get back to the first stair. 4. So it's number 4. I guess it's the fourth, like, floor. Okay. Did we die or something? Falling down the stairs? All right, let's see what's next. What does the next candle hold? Okay, this is from cousin's advice from Osaka Yamashita Mayo-san. They like mayo, or maybe they don't. I don't. Um, so my cousin Kaori has had 7 serious injuries. 7 serious injuries. Do 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 do. Recently, she tripped over a rock on a field and broke her left leg. But then I'm such an unlucky kid, and as a relative, I was worried. But it was a big mistake. Wait, is it big mistake to be worried? No, not quite sure what it means. It's a hot summer. So hot summer afternoon. I hadn't been discharged from the hospital. I went to Kachan's house, meaning Kaori's house, to play. So yeah, she's Kaori-chan, and she's a bit of an oddball. Her eyes are especially blue and clear, which is mysterious. She's a sensitive girl. Well, yeah, if she's Japanese and has blue eyes, that's very unusual, I believe. Haven't seen an old lady in a while. Like maybe it was a grandma or something. So yeah, they were like so engrossed in a conversation with Kaori, and I guess paying attention to her, so they didn't notice whether grandma or is it aunt or grandma? I'm not sure. Oh no, this time is I guess it's too late already. This is not the time or no time. I had swimming practice tomorrow, so decided to go home before dinner. And then at that time, Kaori was at the front door and saying some strange things. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, didn't really catch that. Hey, so she's a weird, weird girl, weird kid. So, what's the connection between a pool and a bamboo pole? Oh, like what was the connection? I guess she said something about pool and bamboo stuff. It didn't make sense to me. Well, it didn't make sense to me either. The next day, at the poolside, so they had went out to the poolside. A bamboo bug net had fallen off. I was first like, wait, what is a bamboo bug? But it's a bug net made of bamboo, I guess. So according to the friends, it was there. Just like Kauri said, uh, there was a book. What? No, it wasn't a book. I don't know what it was. So yeah, there was the fan bamboo thingy in the pool. Um, but I didn't really care, and I was in the pool and stepped over the bug net to get in. And that time, I felt like somebody was pushing me from behind, and I stepped on the bamboo part of the insect net, and I jumped into the pool hurriedly. I was a bit perplexed. There was nobody behind me. And I checked later, the bamboo part should have been crushed, but nothing was destroyed. Like many minutes later, a few minutes later, I felt a sharp pain in my right leg. So the soles of my feet stung when I was in the water. And I just stepped on the net, so maybe it cut my leg. So I got out of the pool and examined my right foot. But so there was no wound on my leg. Okay. It's strange that it hurt so much. In the end, the club activities ended like that, and I don't even know the reason for it, the cause. So on the way home, I was walking alone. I was thinking about what happened at the pool. It was very strange. So the bug net incident and the pain in my leg, it's not something that you normally think of or something. Well, I was thinking about that, and I arrived home. A few hours later, the question took an even more sinister form as things were changing, getting stranger. There was a bamboo demon coming out of her feet. Oop. That night, uh, so she got a telephone call from Kaori, and mom came out first, and yeah, she was surprised uh, that she called. I guess the mom was surprised that the Kaori was calling. Mayo, oh yeah, that was the protagonist name. I forgot already. Is Kaori-chan's phone. Um, So she got injured again. Oh yeah, because Kaori she got injured often, right? This time while cleaning the pool, she cut her right leg. Huh? Eh? Well, well, I have a I have to tell you something. Okay. So I remembered what Kaori had told me before. Moshi mosh, Ka-chan. So yeah, she said something about the pool and the bamboo stuff. Yes, but nothing happened. Are you okay? Did you cut your leg? Did you? What did you cut? She said something. You stepped on something. Couldn't make out most of the stuff. I finally understood. Uh, so Kaori's injury didn't happen. For some reason, she took my place. So does it mean that when the Maya stepped on the bamboo stuff, the injury was transferred to Kaoru to protect her? I guess that's what it means. 7 serious injuries she had suffered so far. The hospitalizations during the time in someone's place, like maybe that's been the reason she'd been hospitalized many times. She's like, some cleric in an RPG or something who has some special abilities. And so that's how it's gonna continue to be. But if somebody gets, decapitated, will Karu get decapitated instead to protect them? Next day, so I was in the pool with blood. Like I found blood on the bug net, I think. Um, I think the blood might be Kaori's. And what exactly is she? And why does this substitution happen? No matter how much I think about it, I can't find the answer. I just think that we are relatives, and but the whole thing is scary. Okay. Yeah, but, I think it's an interesting concept that can be used in other stories, like instead of just short stories like this. And supposedly allegedly they are true stories. So Girl Under the Moon or something in Osaka. Yeah, Girl Under the Moon. Mr. MT San. It's not Mr. T, it's Mr. MT from Osaka. Another candle. It would be a nice touch if some of the candles are slightly different. So this was in my third year of high school. The story of my experiences. So the high school I went to was an all-girls school, and the junior junior college was on the same campus. Yeah, so college and or no, it's not. Well, it's university Daigaku. It says there. Okay, so that's like a junior short-term university. I guess the term is used there. Anyway, so high school and university, college, whatever, together. So those who decided to go there around the time of the first semester midterm exams, I'd reserved a job offer or an offer to continue my studies. So I didn't have many worries about my future career path or entrance exams. I guess it means like after high school to go to the university in the same place or something. Most people in our group wanted to go to junior college or university, whatever it is. We managed to get good grades, so everyone was in high spirits before summer vacation. Wanna get high? High spirits. In high school. Anyways, at that time at school, there was the somebody came out with a test of courage. Okay, it's one of these things again. And there was an occult boom, and so somebody came up with a test for courage. Okay. Hey, that looks like a bottle. It's like it's not necessarily a Coke bottle, but yeah, it looks like a bottle. Very interesting for some reason. So the seven mysteries of the school. The bronze statue of the first principal is said to move at sometimes, and there's a rumor like that, but it sounds like a joke. We decided to do a test of courage to find out. Pafo. So um, we were in the library, the cool library, like cool as in sort of cold during lunch break, and we were talking or discussing, I guess, talking about the courage test of courage stuff probably. At that time, the person sitting next to me happened to be a class representative called Asagami. She was studying next to me at the place, Asagami. So Asagami-san is a type of person who is good at English and is aiming to go to a national university, unlike the rest of us. So Asagami was aiming for it, but I guess she was no. I guess she was like studying or focusing on the studies, but the friends forced her to a courage test. Um, so first, so although not being enthusiastic at first, like also I guess means Asagami wasn't enthusiastic at first to do it, but in the end she gave into peer pressure and decided to participate. So I was a bit surprised by the unexpected turn of events. Then better not to push yourself too hard. Um, ne, Sukoshi no doku ni kanchimashita. It's like poisoned spirit? What? Poison. I guess felt a bit bad. I guess it means that, they felt a bit bad for forcing Asagami to do the test of courage stuff. I didn't know this expression, like ki, ki ni doku. A few days later, on a full, as promised, they were gathered in front of the school main gate the night of the full moon. And a crimson hued full moon in the night sky was a fantastic atmosphere. Yeah. So everybody lived alone. When I stayed at a friend's house, I no, they were okay. They lied to their parents, saying that they went to spend the night at the friend's place who lives alone. Okay, so there was one person who lived alone, and they all told their parents they're gonna stay at her place, but it was a lie. Okay, so yeah, I did the same, so I can't judge others. So in the beginning, it was six of us. So friends of friends and sisters and relatives and others joined in, and before we knew it, we had 10 people. I, to be honest, I scoffed at the plan at first, but still going to school at night is not a very creepy place. Or is it? I think it's. I guess maybe it's not a creepy place then. Okay. So whether the statue moves or not, the situation is scary enough. I guess it means that it was a creepy place, but my soft was undecided or unclear. Okay, so it's a creepy place even if the statue doesn't move, because it was the principal statue that supposedly moves. So once we were sure everybody was there, we went around to a back gate and snuck in. So Asagami was also there. I guess something's gonna happen to her. So clearly, to be honest, I didn't think you'd come. As soon as I got to school, I secretly took off my contact lenses. Uh, so that was the best solution to get rid of some of the fear, I guess. So she couldn't see so well. Uh-huh. No way that could backfire, right? Regardless, everyone cautiously entered the courtyard. And as expected, the statue of the first principal didn't move, not even an inch. I knew it from the beginning, and but as expected, it was disappointing. So everybody's the tension went away immediately from everybody. In the end, they drank some juice and ate sweets and relaxed. And in the middle of the night, uh, so they were walking around the schoolyard in the middle of the night. So it was they was bored. They was bored. They were bored. After all, they gathered in the middle of the night. So until the first train they had no choice but to kill time at the school somehow, since to wait for the first train. Okay. So after that, they told ghost stories, and so until 2 a.m. On the way, on the way around 12:30, a security guard came to check once. Other than that, nothing much strange happened. So how did they manage to all evade the security guard, or was the security guard just like, oh, all more stupid kids here hanging in the middle of the night, whatever, just don't kill yourselves. Um, so they got tired of ghost stories and then started talking about everyday things. Uh, so then at some point somebody said they want to go to the toilet. Everyone started looking for an open window to get into the school building. This sounds like a good scenario for a horror game or something. By chance, the window, uh, I guess the Windows lock was unlocked. A window was unlocked. I guess the window the protagonist was examining. Is it MT Son? Hey, I remember still. Um, so they all climbed over the windows and entered the school building. At that point, Asagami-san, she was quite angry. So she wasn't included in the conversation, just sat there looking gloomy, like with a gloomy expression. Maybe she was pissed. So inside the school building, the only lights that ominously illuminated the area were dim red lights on the emergency button and the green light of the emergency exit. So the silent hallway was still very scary, and even though with 10 people in it, it was still scary. Um, I thought that probably wouldn't be anybody. Uh, that nobody would anyone wouldn't be happy that this project was action now finally becoming a test of courage. But I was naive. So there were some people who were enjoying the atmosphere in the corridor. So so everyone, I'm watching 3 o'clock. It's midnight for time for a real test of courage. Uh, so if you have like a really, my lord, I have some amazing friends. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. So look, I looked at the clock, and then somebody came up with a scary idea. So hats off to them. In the end, so on the third floor, we went to the ended up doing the courage test, going in front of the classroom on the third door, taking a chair and coming back. So I guess just go there by themselves and come back in the dark. I guess that's the test. The rule was that uh, the next group could not leave until the two of them returned. So wait, did they go in pairs? And if you retire midway, was I had to treat others for something. If you retire or chicken out. So I was paired with Asagami-san, of course. So they were number one, like the first one to do it. So they got the worst possible circumstances. So Asagami-san still seemed angry, so I just went ahead. Hey, wait! Don't hurry. You're in such a hurry. Aren't you scared being alone? No, maybe it's Asagami-san going first. Okay, wasn't the protagonist. I said, aren't you scared going alone? And chased after her, Asagami-san. So as she walked, uh, she asked, "Is this fun?" So I was at a loss for words in response to her reaction. So the atmosphere remained heavy for a while, but we finally reached the third floor and then started walking towards the classroom. Uh, So suddenly in the hallway just before the classroom, I heard a voice behind me. I was surprised, jumped up. So I turned around trembling in fear, and there was a girl standing there. So I had my contact lenses off, so I couldn't see who it was. It was Sadako. I didn't recognize the voice, and of the four of the people who had joined in, because there were some strangers. Why are you alone? Blah. I heard Jottone and something like bit. The girl spoke like a child. Said the test of courage is fun. I felt a little uneasy and stared at the girl, and I asked her, "Is the test of courage fun?" Yes, she answered in a Genki way. But the meaning of the reply was a bit different, a bit strange, or so. Until we get back, the next group won't start. So uh, so it's strange that you followed us, by yourself. I got scared, and when I looked at Asagami-san, she said, and she stopped and thought, "What's this?" Like, "What are you doing?" or something. She said, to be repeatedly saying, "It's not funny." Maybe she had seen the ghost girl already beforehand or something. So yeah, she was repeating, "It's not funny," and at the time that she almost started yelling at the other girl behind her. Yeah, it's not fun at all. It's fun or interesting. The girl in the skirt was replied to Asagami-san in a rather innocent voice. So I came between the two of them, but there was nothing I could do at that time. Somehow, the atmosphere of the place where the Asagami and the girl was somehow it didn't make like there was nothing normal about the atmosphere between them. Then, dun, dun, dun. So then, with brisk movements, Asagami moved briskly, unlocking each window in turn and beginning to open them one by one. Hey, wait a second, Asagami-chan. I said, half crying, and followed her to try to stop her. She turned to me and glared at me with a terrible expression. Uh oh. I was startled and my body stiffened for a moment. And Asagami-san took the opportunity to jump out of the window. Huh. Splat. So yeah, kids, be wary of peer pressure. This is what it's gonna do to you or your friends. Ah, I thought I gasped at the same time and heard a horrible sound as something hit the ground. At that time, at that moment, the blood in my body flowed to my toys. I felt like I was falling, falling, and underneath the window, like when I looked down the window, I could barely see anything. So in the faint moonlight, in the faint moonlight, I could clearly see Asagami-san lying on the ground in the shadows. I couldn't stop trembling, but what was really scary was what happened the next. Yeah, it's the girl. I think she said "omoshiroi ne," so fun, interesting. Yeah, kids, stay out of school. That's the lesson here. I noticed someone standing next to Asagami-san, like who had fallen or the fallen Asagami-san. And the person looked at me from below, looking very excited. I knew who she was. I looked behind to make sure, but there was nobody there. So yes, there was nobody on the third floor but me. Yeah, people. So without me even realizing, it seemed like they were screaming. So the friends on the first floor heard the voice and they came to see what it was. After that, what happened after that? I didn't quite, don't quite understand. I regained my sanity not long after that, or regained my senses or something. So Asakami broke her leg and shoulder and was in a serious condition. So she didn't die. So we got a long lecture from the teacher, didn't, but we didn't get suspended. Uh, Apparently, Asakami-san is thinking about the entrance exam, and she'd had a bit of a neurotic personality for a while now. So there was a sort of a So that day was sort of a distraction from it. Okay, in the end, Asakami-san was she was a fitful by attempting suicide. What? Hasakuteki? I don't know what that means. Fitful. What does fitful mean? That's what my dictionary, my translation app is saying. But anyway, because of the suicide attempt, something. I don't know. I'm going crazy too because nothing makes sense. Okay. So my friends believe the same. So I guess she was trying to escape from the neurosis and the stress of the test. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what the friends believe. All my friends believe the same except me. Yeah, because she knows that she saw that creepy ghost girl. So the school's seven mysteries of the school. There are various theories, including one that says it's you stroll through the school. There's a where a girl committed suicide. So I know there's a girl, the ghost of a girl who committed suicide. Like you can see her if you stroll through the school during nights. Yeah, duh. But uh, so I cannot. I don't wanna. I've confirmed it, and I don't wanna. I don't know. I don't wanna see it anymore or something. Don't wanna look into it further or something. I guess. However, in the third semester, Asagami-san and I met with her, and we looked away from each other, averted our eyes, I guess. When I think back to the oppressive atmosphere when it happened, when they happened to end together in the nurse's office, I realized that we weren't the only two people in the third floor hallway at the time. All right. So after that incident, I I was troubled and changed my course just before graduating. Even though it was a different school building, I didn't feel like going back to junior college that was on the same campus. Oh yeah, because they were the college and the stuff on the high school campus. So I guess Miss she changed to a different college or like decided to go there. So the last, I was very disappointed in the end. And Asagami-san failed the exam, became neurotic, and was getting worse. Uh, and wait, she died recently. Okay, that's getting dark. May she rest in peace. Hmm. Sort of like the story. So sort of pointless and depressing. They just go to the school and all they get is suffering and death. Another lesson not to stay in school. Alright, 70. Candle number 70. Special story. Okay, it's gonna be one of those speech thingies that I won't understand anything, but hey, maybe you can understand more. If you understand some Japanese better, well, I understand some, but not that well. Wait. Decapitated something, severed head, and pigeon. Is that right?
私のね、このブレーンっていうかな、そんな名前に作家だって中山っていう男がいるんですよ。彼もそこから研究してるんですが、
Yeah, he said something about an author.
これ違うぞ、これ。鳩の声じゃねえじゃねえか。
Yeah, talking about pigeons.
そのうち先輩に会って、先輩、ハートどうしましたって言ったら、相変わらずやりきれるよって言って、
there was something about severed head and pigeons, and there was a bed, but not quite sure what actually transpired. Only 30 left. I wonder if there's some special event when you get all of them, like, or is it just like, okay, sent. As a psychic map. Psychic map. Some tunnel. Some bridge thingy. Fuji Sawabashi intersection. Yeah, it's the Bashi is the bridge. And this was Inokashira Park. And this is Miyagase ni Ohashiguchi. Okay. And this is some tunnel. I don't know, let's do the creepy tunnel. Report. One of the most scary stories related to tunnels is probably the experience that took place in Kotsubo Tunnel. There have been reports of countless hands reaching out from walls and attacking cars, and sightings of a female ghost. There's no other tunnel with so many reported experiences. Actually, when I was in Japan, there was some guy who said that, if he went like riding a bike through some sort of tunnel, he would see ghosts and stuff. And I don't know whether he was imagining it or lying or what, but I heard stories like that. Anyways, Hoshida, a high school student and surfer, also had a terrifying experience. So it was a midsummer night, and it was Oberon and Titania. So they were cycling home from his girlfriend's house. And he was coming from the Shonan area and passing through Kotsuba Tunnel. So there was an old woman in a white kimono standing blankly at the entrance to the tunnel. Got out. It's out. Thinking this, Hoshida tried not to look in the direction and put the strength into the pedals. By the way, or something. However, in a short while after entering the tunnel, about halfway there, the old lady was standing there again. Whoa! He pedaled furiously through. Finally saw the exit, but the old woman was there again. And he closed his eyes while cycling then. Well, that sounds like a grand idea. Done! So the back cargo area became heavy. The cargo bed of the bike, I guess. You know, at the back. Actually, I'm not sure what's the English term for it because that's one of those words. So, oh, it's behind me. But yeah, it's one of those terms you don't usually use, I guess. At least I haven't. So yeah, she's behind me, trying to shake her off. So he zigzagged with the bike and slammed on the brakes, and the result was as it seemed to work as it as the bike became lighter and returned to normal. I did it, yatta! If you relax and look to this, he relaxed and looked to the side. So the old lady with the white hair in disarray had a terrible look on her face. Soon he was riding the bike. Does it mean that the old woman was riding a bike next to him or running next to his bike? Then, from then on, after that, I don't really. He doesn't really remember how he got home. Oh no, he got struggle snuggled by the old woman. Maybe it was just some crazy old woman who was super fast. Is it by the way, this is like Dan, the anime, quite a lot. Is it because the anime, the base is located above the tunnels that so many strange occurrences, like I guess like a military base? The mystery has yet to be solved. Um, yeah, let's check the access. The interesting part. Kotsubo Tunnel is Yokosuka Line, Yui Gahama. Okay, no idea. So by car. So National Route 134 Kamakura from Zushi direction. From Kamakura to Azushi with a sign for the Zushi tunnel on the way. And by foot, about 20 minutes from JR Zushi station. Okay, let's get the points. So, Terror 4, Atmosphere 3, Sightings 5, Curse 3, oh, together 4. Guess. Pretty good points. Apparently, the locals never park their cars in the tunnel. Can you park in a tunnel? Sounds like a no. I don't know. Maybe Japanese traffic laws are different, but it sounds weird. Parking a car in a tunnel. All right. There was the creepy tunnel. I'm just thinking of the anime Dan, whatever its name is. Yeah. If you're interested in that this sort of stuff, you might like the anime, even though I guess the atmosphere is a bit different. But, it was pretty good, even though it's one of those popular animes, but it's actually good. Um, Ghost of a Warrior Kyoto Prefecture, and Miyazaki Tadao. Is it finally? Is a finally male protagonist or narrator? Ghost of a warrior. Warriors of the world. So Kyoto has long been a place where the desires of people vying for power have collided and much blood has been shed. Perhaps for this reason, Kyoto is home to numerous mystery spots. Oh, there's a mystery spot on my bum hole. I mean, buttocks maybe, not on the hole. That sounds. Anyways, Miyazaki Tadao lives in Kyoto, and this story is from his high school days. It's always from their high school days, except when it's not, but usually it's from their high school days. Tadao's friends are in art and kendo clubs. They're enrolled in art and kendo. Wait, is it really art? Uh, no, it's not art. I think it's archery and kendo. Yeah, yado. Yeah, I think it's just my translation soft is confused because of the white candle behind the kanji. I think it's archery. There were also called tough guys. The friends and Dada were all tough guys, and he was the captain of the karate club. Ooh, karate, judo chop. So these kind of people gather and make noise all year round. This was a high school life without any fears. The winter when these two boys became third-year students, something happened that winter. And that day, one of Tadao's friends came to school looking extremely haggard. So Tadao was worried by the expression and talked to his friend. So what's going on lately? Not feeling well at all, too, and looks like a dead man. Uh, Sorry for making everybody worry. Was the answer from the friend, and he wasn't very feeling that well. If you have problems, tell me. Friend actually was thinking of moving. Maybe his home was cursed or something, or haunted or whatever. So in the last winter of the third year of high school, moving is a strange idea. Yeah, I guess. The friend was reluctant to tell, but was when persistently, being asked about it, then he spoke up. Well, actually, I'm going out or leaving. Or leaving what? It's hard to say. Ghosts appear. What? Ghosts? Nani? What's this? Bore, I think that's the. Yeah, I think that's how those kanjis are read. Ha 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 ha. What? Don't mess with me, you bastard. And everybody there burst out laughing. To them, ghosts are, very insignificant things. But even so, because his behavior was so strange, they decided to go together, get rid of the ghosts. Okay, this sounds like either a horror movie or a comedy, like a horror comedy in the making. But also reminds me of Dan the Dan. Like I wonder if the people who made the anime or the manga made probably first, like were they influenced by these stories or similar stories? Well, I guess they did do a lot of research. Anyways, that night Tadao and the others, with confidence in their skills, they gathered at the house. So about 3 hours passed. So what happened to the ghost is not coming out at all. No, it'll be soon. Uh, do you know what? Do you know what time is gonna happen? Then there was a sound of footsteps coming from the stairs. Classic footsteps. Yeah, footsteps, sleeper. Hey, we haven't had sleep paralysis today. That sounds wrong. So don 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 is coming. What's that sound? Well, that's don 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 don. See, dan dan dan. I'm cracking the puzzle. They played this game. Dan 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 people. Don't. It's not dan like it doesn't say dan 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 here, but it says don 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 don. Don. I knock. Like my translation app says that don 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 is knock knock knock. Anyways, I heard footsteps again, but yeah, I don't think it's knock. It's just a sound of something bashing, but it seems to be increasing step by step. Oh baby, new kids on the block. That's horror right there. By that time, everyone listened to the sound of footsteps, or they heard the sound of footsteps, and started waiting patiently. Don 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 don. The footsteps are definitely climbing step by step, or yeah, I guess like going up stairs or something. Yosh. Okay, soon Fusuma is coming up close to the sliding screen. Is that Fusuma? There's a word Fusuma, but I've never heard of it. But I guess it's sliding screen. Um, someone jump out and take a look. Okay, I'll take a look. If you hear footsteps behind the sliding door, please open it. The Kendo Club guys got ready. Don 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 don. So the Kendo Club member collapsed, facing the stairs. So the upper body was like stuck in the hallway. So it's sort of like somebody knocked him from behind. What? Nothing. Uh, okay. Nothing, he said as he turned his head the other way. So he did. What? Uh, so he screamed and collapsed. So he passed out. So we helped him. I guess it means helped him, up or something. So the Kendo Club guy was unconscious for a while. Everybody wanted to know what happened, so they splashed some water on him. I guess to ask him what happened. The guy from the Kendo Club who had been who had jumped. Okay. Anyways, he the Kendo Club guy opened his eyes. So what was it? Everybody they asked. Well, you see the stairs. I couldn't see anything, and when I looked to the other side, I saw some human legs. So what then? The legs. They were so beautiful, ladies' legs. No, I don't think that's what it says. Um, the feet were wearing sandals, and I thought something was strange. And then he lifted his eyes up. Oh yeah, because the story name was something about a soldier or something. So I guess it's some samurai spirit again. So when you raised them, I guess the eyes, you looked up. So you could see protective gear in the back of. Uh, so you look further up, you see armor. So I guess it was somebody in armor. No head, of course. So it was a headless guy from the Sengoku, the Warring States period. So basically, a headless samurai, basically armored warrior, pointed his sword at me, and he swung it down. Then he passed out and couldn't remember anything past that. You pass out, you can't remember past that. Oh. When I saw the friend's pale face, even the fiercest warriors were frozen to death. Guess their boss got frozen. And then everyone turned to face the friend of I guess the guy who lived there, who had been listening to the conversation with a. So he had been listening to the conversation with a calm expression. Is this it, the ghost you spoke of? Yes, but that's not all. Uh, Whenever they have a family meal, they ride their horses and run around the table brandishing their swords, just like in the warring from the like Sengoku Jidai, Sengoku Warring States period. Okay, sounds more like kids, being naughty and playing around. In Kyoto, the ghost of dozens of armored warriors riding horses appeared in the streets of Shicho Kawaramachi and could be seen running around. Many people have reported like witnessing it. Oh yeah, Shijo. I remember Shijo. Been there many times. A long time ago. Lesob. Anyways, Kyoto is a mysterious city. Alright, that was that story. So it's 73. It's like grandfather's face. It's from Tokyo. Yeah, grandpa's face. And it's T Kosan. I guess it's yeah like miss or chick T chick. That should be like no, it's not miss, it's chick. It's not Miss Stevenson, it's chick Stevenson. Yeah, okay. I've had usually unusually strong psychic ability ever since I was old enough to understand, and now I can see people's guardian spirits. Okay, cool. But does it does it really help me in my personal life? If I had to say it's useful, it would be that you can learn about a person's hidden personality and behavior sooner than the average person. That was the most terrifying experience I have experienced. When I see someone's guardian spirit, firstly, gently hold the other person's hand. It focuses each other's minds. This time, if the other person or me has bad intentions, some things can go wrong. Then, after a while, um, so put it, I guess, put the hands on their shoulders or above their head, so you can see the spirit beings guarding them or something. And sometimes, though, people don't have a guardian spirit. That means they're NPCs, or maybe it's the other way around. Like even if I look at you and I can't see a guardian spirit, uh, maybe the truth is I don't think I'll say it. So does it mean that it's actually he thinks the same thing I just said about NPCs or something? Or, so I feel kind of sorry for them. Uh, so I also have a boyfriend. Looks okay. I wanted to see his guardian spirit. He was skeptical, but I finally managed to persuade him. Then, when I went to his house for the first time, I decided to go to his house for the first time. As usual, I folded hands together and concentrated the mind and cleared my mind. My thoughts to your thoughts to my thoughts. However, mind meld. When I concentrated, I opened my eyes and stared at his upper body. Hey, it's more warrior armor thingy. First, I noticed the sword on the left shoulder and believe that is believed to have been used by a warrior during the Sengoku period and the Warring States period, and I could vaguely see a warrior in armor. So the expression was cheerful, like a warrior with a gentle face. Um, I'm sure he has the same strong heart and kindness towards people as this warlord. Next came big sparkling pearl visible above the head. It was the color of autumn leaves and it was like a pearl. I didn't know what it is, and but I think it was in charge of his future. Okay, interesting. That's all I can say. And the last thing I saw was an old man around 80 years old. That's in charge of his past. The kind looking expression is looking, and he looked like he had his eyes closed the whole time. What? Oh no. I see you. Ho 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 ho. Yada yada. I like this story is weird. I like the another good like inspiration for some bigger story, like a whole setting. So old man seen from the right shoulder gradually was getting bigger, and his eyes suddenly opened right in front of me. It was watching. It was watching me the whole time. So usually I'm the only one who can see them, but this old man uh, could definitely see me. Quickly, I let go of his hand, of the boyfriend's hand, and I, I was completely absorbed in that. I was in a daze, and my eyes couldn't focus. I didn't hear his voice like the boyfriend's. After a while, I was so shocked. I started crying, and I was scared at that moment. Like I guess I've never been as scared as I was at that moment. I think that's sort of what it's saying. After that, the guardian spirit I saw. What on earth was that? So like he asked curiously, like, or what sort of guardian spirits did I see? I guess. Uh, so I talked about the characteristics that I saw. The surprised look on his face. This is what he said. The last guardian spirit, that's my grandfather. He quickly took the album off the shelf and brought it out and showed it to me. Certainly, the third guardian I seen was his was the old man, his grandfather. So according to him, uh, he was like loved by the grandfather or something. So all the photos taken with him were full of things. Quite sure what it means. He was an active old man, and I'm gonna live to be 100 years old. He always said that. But 5 years before, um, his his brain vitality, yes, got brain dead, something like that. Like brain, maybe it's like brain aneurysm or something. Stroke, brain hemorrhage. Yeah, 5 years ago, and died from it. So what kind of girl is my grandson's girlfriend? So I wanted to know, or I guess that's like, is that what the grandfather wanted to know, or do they think I'm spiritually evil thing? Like, was he trying to protect the grandson from her? In any case, after that, I was happy spending my time with him, with her boyfriend, and I guess the grandfather knew about the relationship and recognized it, or like agreed to it, or whatever. That's I believe so. But since then, I stopped seeing the guardian spirits. Is it like, I guess overall stopped seeing guardian spirits, or I guess maybe she just stopped doing it because I don't want to have any more scary experience. Okay, I guess she just stopped doing it. Okay. There's like interesting, like I don't know, themes. Like this time, stories aren't necessarily that scary, most of them, but they're more interesting. Like last, yes, I think the previous stream was more like, depressing and dark and stuff. Of course, there's some dark stuff now too, but it's also very like interesting ideas. Or is it just me? I feel different about these stories than before, so I don't know. So stretching arms in Miyazaki Prefecture, and anonymous. Oh, it's like Mr. Fantastic stretching arms. What did I say? So I have a son who is 4 months old, and a 21-year-old housewife. No, I am a 21-year-old housewife. Okay, that's quite young, but hey, this was in the 90s. Things were different back then. People would have, families. So, am I spiritually strong? When I go to a place where spirits gather, my legs feel weak, and the tears won't stop, and suddenly my body reacts on its own. There are times And so there are times like that when the body reacts on its own. So please tell me about the scary experiences, or let me tell you about a scary experience that happened to me. So 3 years ago, that was the year I got a job. Also in the hot summer, my uncle and aunt died on the same day. So why was it the same day? It's difficult to say that. It was suicide. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I was thinking like, yeah, if they die in the same car crash or something, that explains why they died on the same day. But that works too. Um, so wait, is it like they disappeared like a month before they were discovered or something? So wait, they dead like for a month before anybody noticed? And okay, then the day of the funeral. Uh, there's something like a lie. I guess it felt fake with the portraits of the aunts on the coffin. I it moved many times, like the picture on the coffin, I guess. So if you're the person who offered incense, and so I guess if you offered incense, then the shaking was so strong anybody could notice it. I tried my best to turn a blind eye to it, but it wasn't just the memorial photos. There were lights, I guess, lights flickering and power outages. Something that comes on and goes off. Looked like they were, I guess, asking for something. At that time, sitting next to me was a grandmother. So I guess the grandfather said that they hadn't reached nirvana because they committed suicide or something. Something along those lines. So the grandmother said, so they probably regret that they died. So that's why they are haunting the funeral. So I was struck with a deep sadness. Oh darn, I am sad. And that evening, that night, the remains were placed in my room. Uh, so I couldn't sleep. I was just regretting it, feeling regretful. I don't know. But yeah, I guess if you those ashes are in your room and there are evidence of a haunting, and especially Yeah, it might be difficult to sleep. Usually, on the night of a funeral, children, parents, and other people will, with a particularly close relationship, sleep together. Aha, didn't know that. But in an empty room is like a room with nobody there. Like it's easy. I don't know. I don't know. So the aunt and uncle, the way they died, and I guess nobody was in the mood to sleep together, or because of the way they died. Or I guess sleep together with their remains. That's probably. Well, yeah. I guess everybody was could sleep together in that room. Okay, so nobody was sleeping in the room with the remains because of the suicides, of course. So, so I guess the our narrator still had to sleep there by him or herself. So I should have refused, but perhaps because it was daytime, there was no need to refuse. Above all, I felt bad because that's what yeah, I guess I felt sorry for them. I guess that's what it means. So she slept together with the ashes, I guess. From then, or maybe it's like about 2 hours later, to induce sleep, I turned back on the remains and read a novel. So I was lying there while reading with my back to them, I guess. And I started to doze off. I put the book on my bedside, quietly closed my eyes. And thanks to reading the book, I had forgotten about the remains. Oh, I woke up with a start. I was startled. Uh, and I noticed I saw a yellow towel wrapped around my right arm. When I saw the towel, I immediately realized it was my aunt, from the remains, from the urn or whatever. The reason was simple. The towel was used by my aunt when she committed suicide. It was the same one she had used. So wait, did she hang herself with the towel? I tried to untangle the towel, but wouldn't come undone. Uh, a outstretched arm holding a towel. So, like, I guess the towel started dragging her towards the closet with great force. So the tip of the arm was on the sliding door closet, like a pitch black hole that appeared. It vanished in the space and then out of sight. So since ancient times, doors and gates, like a gateway to the afterlife, the grandmother had told her. So what lies ahead is terrifying. I tried to imagine what kind of world it was. And aunt took me to hell. Okay, road to hell. Yamete, stop! Or I guess started taking her to hell. So stop, auntie, no, I don't want to go there. Why not? You can just make a portal and can then come back from the nether. So I screamed. Then, as if in response to the cry, the yellow soul untied itself from my arms and silently disappeared behind the sliding door. So the aunt and uncle, sure, was it something? I don't know the kanji, but it's not Hayashi. No, no, you're wrong. I don't know what the. Uh, was it something? I don't know. Don't know the kanji, and my soft is misreading it because there's stuff in the background. But I can read. It's not Hayashi. It's not the small forest. Anyways, I couldn't stop crying from the fear and the sadness. The death of a person. There are many shapes of death. I guess the shapes of death. The reasons for this are diverse. I believe they are diverse. So when you die, don't leave any regrets. I felt, I guess the way they did it wasn't right. So the aunt and I pray for the repose of the souls of my aunt and uncle. Thank you for listening me until the end. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. Maybe let's do one more story. Oh, it's the psychic map. I know. Let's just take this one. Let's see what we get. Report. So this is the intersection is famous among locals for traffic jams and accidents. In the first place, intersections are places where accidents are likely to occur, and they occur frequently here. Cars from Chigasaki, Enoshima, Ofuna, and Yokohama are gathered, and there's a considerable amount of traffic. The terrain is very steep and with many sharp curves and downhill slopes. So also there are so lots of many accidents. My car. So Shimada, who commutes to work by car, always passes through this intersection on the way home. And one night, while driving as usual, suddenly on the windshield, uh, a, a man's body face appeared on the windshield. Huh? He 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 swerved in a panic. The car spun around and came to a halt at a traffic light at the intersection. So fortunately, Shimada-san wasn't injured, but he had seen the bloody face, a bloody face. So in fact, many people have died at this intersection, and flowers are constantly being offered here. Yeah, maybe they should do something about the place, like just change it into a more safe route to drive. Then accidents of unknown cause, or when the people involved cannot remember what happened at the time of the accident. People believe that some kind of spiritual force may be at work and influencing them. It sounds like it's a self-perpetuating thing. Like if already there are lots of people died there, and the restless spirits are haunting the place, and then more cars come, and then the spirits start to influence the drivers, and then there's more dead people, more restless spirits. Just nuke the whole place with holy water or something from orbit. Could it be that the people who died there have become earthbound spirits and are standing in the middle of an intersection? All right, access. So by car, prefectural route 30, head towards Enoshima, about 1 kilometer from the traffic light at Teppochuku. All right, points. 2 for scariness and atmosphere 1. Sightings for curse 2. Only 2 total. Okay. On holidays and other days, the traffic jams are so bad that people dislike using the road. All right, that was. Uh, I guess I should. I sort of feel like because this was a short story, maybe I should make one, like do one more story, but I should go make baby formula for my son. So yeah, but there's like 24, no, 25 candles left. So that should be done in 2 streams. So that shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I have to remind me about my Persona 1 review on my YouTube and Rumble channels. Didn't stream it, made a edited video and all that stuff. But anyways, I'm Adventure Argonaut. I thank you for watching, and this has been Hyaku Monogatari, Honto ni Atta Kowai Hanashi. Very scary stories and very true, not fabricated in the least. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.